This is the unraveling of a story about this little boy and many others like. It is also a story about a lot of other students who met these children at a certain point in time and decided to at the same time teach and be taught by them. These students that we just mentioned are pupils of St. Stephen's College, situated in Vidyajyoti. As one of the many colleges of North Campus, Stephen's is reputed as being among the most coveted institutions of the country. It is here that our story starts. Not now though, almost 2 years back in 2014. It was a normal day here in St. Stephen's College, but not Sambit and Merit, graduate students of the college, who as part of an internship had to undertake a survey which is concerned with the implementation of the RTE Act. The Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education, or the RTE Act of 2009, works to ensure free and compulsory education to all children within the age limit of 6 to 14 in government schools. The RTE also requires all private schools except minority institutions to reserve 25% of its seats for the poor and other categories. It is with respect to the latter provision that this survey was undertaken by them. They didn't have to look very far. Within a 5 to 10 kilometer radius of the college, they found at least 2 to 3 places from where they could conduct the survey. It was in one such area that this happened.
So it all started when Sambit was working for this NGO. Sambit was a senior of mine, and this NGO was working for slum children, especially in and around Delhi, where there was 25% reservation for underprivileged children in private schools, in all schools. So this NGO would conduct surveys and get details of students who can't afford to go to these fancy private schools and then get them enrolled. So that is how we went to different slums in and around Delhi. There was Ragesh Bhaiya, there was Amal David from Math, there was Rohan from Math, and then there was me and Sambit. And that is when we first visited this village where now we have Vidyajyoti. So the first time we went to this village, this was different from other villages because the kids were really enthusiastic about learning and everything. I still remember the first time we went in, like my Hindi wasn't great and I spoke very broken Hindi, but these kids would come, behind us, and then they would ask you to teach them. And I was surprised by the fact that none of the other villages, we met children, we talked with them, but they did not ask us to teach them. So these kids were very enthusiastic. They were like, can you teach us English the way you speak? And I was really moved. So were all of us there. It struck Rakesh Bhaiya that we should ask SSL to adopt this village and start this. So it was in my year, I think it was Ditto and Harman who spearheaded this entire project. I remember Prachi and Manu Payas were also part of. I'm not very sure if I'm naming all of them, but it was an entire SSL project where we sat together and we discussed the syllabus. But we couldn't apply that syllabus to that village because even kids from say 5th standard did not know basic math and English at that point in time. I am pretty sure that they are a lot better right now. And that is obviously because of our year and then the second years who put in their effort to do it. And I think that's how Vidyajyoti was born. I think it's a brilliant project, and I wish all the luck for the future.
The Social Service League, or the SSL, is the largest and the most active society in the college. Founded in 1912 by W.F. Ireland and C.H.C. Sharp, it works for the betterment of the underprivileged section of the society. The SSL organizes several events and is actively involved in lots of other projects and schemes. But even for the SSL, provide education to a batch of kids in a space removed from the college seemed to be a huge undertaking. So it was decided that to get help, SSL reached out to a government-funded NGO, Primary Education Needs in Community or PENCIL, in getting out a framework about how to go about the project and the initial work we had to do. And work we had. Since it was GTB where the need to teach arose, we decided in carrying out our project there itself. But where exactly in the area was something we needed to negotiate by ourselves. We had to go around the area looking for a place to conduct our sessions. We even went to the police station asking for an isolated place where we could teach the kids. Finally, we decided to manage classes from within the houses of the respective students from GTB. The parents from the beginning were very cooperative and gave us their consent to start the project. And then we had to finalize a name. We wish we could give you a story behind the genesis of the name, but the truth is that the name was kind of a spontaneous outburst by one of the coordinators. To spread the light that is wisdom, Vidyajyoti. We kept a volunteer meeting, many people signed up, and Project Vidyajyoti was on. It was not a steady road after that. The volunteers quickly found out that teaching them all subjects would be a humongous task, so they decided to stick with English and mathematics. The proficiency of the students in these subjects was not at par with the grade that they were studying in. Students studying in 9th and 10th grade often didn't know the basics of mathematics nor English.
Sharing my initial experiences with Vidyajyoti, it was in my second year when SSL collaborated with an NGO called PENCIL, and our student volunteers used to go to this school near Kamlanagar and teach there in the evening. First thing was to find a place, and I'm thankful to Kevin and Manu. They figured out this place near GTB Nagar metro station, and the next thing was to convince the parents. I mean, we had to convince them this is something which we are doing for good, and we somehow convinced them, and the project got kick-started. The very first weeks, it was really hard because we had less volunteers, less students, but slowly the project started gaining momentum and pace. More students joined, more volunteers came in, and the very biggest thing we did that year was the annual day, which was conducted in our college. When both students and parents came there, we had cultural events, we had a lot of fun, we had food, certificates were given away. And that was the biggest project SSL had ever took, and I'm glad that it's been few years and it's still running successfully, because the only reason behind any project to run successful is the enthusiastic participation of the volunteers. I thank all the first, second and third years who used to work with us during that time, who are still working, and the new members who joined in to this family. And I'm glad that it's been few years and it's still going good. Congratulations for all the pillars behind this project, and all the best for the coming years.
Our volunteers had their work cut out for them. They had to coax and often scold the kids to come regularly for classes. One such incident which stands out is that of Rahul's. Rahul was a 7th grade student who attended classes with the Vidyajyoti team in GTB. But getting Rahul to class was not an easy task. He used to suddenly disappear in the middle of classes, and eventually the volunteers would find him playing in the nearby playground. Constant persuasion, and gradually Rahul buckled up. He started showing interest in his studies. He is now a punctual boy who is a role model to other students. Through incidents like this, we realized that to get the kids' attention was very hard, as personal attention was something that was very much alien to them. This is because most government schools, there's a huge disparity with respect to the number of teachers and the number of students who attend classes. The most recent survey, which appeared in the Hindustan Times, shows that for every 80 students, there is only one teacher. Such a huge difference was often the result of low salary, undedicated teachers, and lack of recreational facilities. has often demotivated the students, subsequently led to a lot of them dropping out from their respective schools. Vidyajyoti aspires to bring about an environment more conducive to the students, a more holistic development of them. For this, we have embarked to arrange various awareness talks and campaigns like traffic awareness campaigns, medical camps, and so on. Some of our volunteers went and talked to the community on the occasion of Diwali about the environmental concerns and health hazards in using fireworks, which led to a significant decrease of pollution from that area.
Vidyajyoti, in some senses, is the first of its kind which was organized by the Social Service League of St. Stephen's College. Most of our events, say New Year program, Rudra dinner, blood donation camps, or evening classes, they are primarily confined to the students and a particular section of the staff in the college. It was in the academic year 2013-14 that we thought of an outreach program which would be an innovation of its kind. And this program was organized for the first time in a school near Malkaganj named Nehru Kutia. In the following academic session 2014-15, the program was extended to a basti near GTV Nagar, and it has been running successfully for the last 3 years in that basti. And the Social Service League has now almost adopted that village, in the sense that we are working towards the overall development of the people inhabiting that area.
Academically, Vidyajyoti took a turn for the best when we reached out to Teach for India to enhance our teaching experience. TFI started conducting 2-day workshops for all volunteers in the beginning of the academic year. They taught us how to keep the students' morale up, how to make lesson plans, how to personally engage with students, and how to make the classes more interactive. Their contribution to the project cannot be undermined.
Hi everybody, I'm Bino B. I graduated from Stephens in 2016 and joined the Teach for India Fellowship. I currently teach and learn from a bunch of 35 5th grade kids at Government Nehru Memorial School, Malakpet, which is in Hyderabad. Vidyajyoti, back in the start of 2015, we were a group of people who wanted to teach and make a difference. We faced multiple issues, starting from not knowing how to teach and not stopping at the kids running away from their Didi or Bhaiya. The major piece missing back then was the support, and that's when Teach for India Fellows stepped up and helped us train the volunteers on pedagogy, lesson planning, behavior management, student investment. This was a very key learning to us, and help Vidyajyoti take a bigger leap at a greater pace.
From then on, the classes started having a proper and definitive structure. We now have pre-planned syllabus sourced from existing CBSE and ICSE syllabi. We schedule 2 or 30 minutes of classes for English and mathematics, each on a weekly basis. Weekly assessments and buffer worksheets in the form of quizzes, puzzles and pictorials are also being included into classes. TFI encouraged us to make learning sessions more engaging and productive for both volunteers and students. Following up on their suggestions, we've had poster making sessions, yoga classes, karate classes, movie screenings, writing workshops for both volunteers and students in college.
So it all started with an urge to make a difference. People who are close to me know how much it matters to me to work towards an education system that caters to the students according to their potential and skills. And Vidyajyoti gave me that platform. From volunteering 2 to 3 hours a week to leading a project today, it has been a wonderful journey. A journey with a goal that one day all the kids from the GTV Nagar community would become responsible and compassionate adults working to achieve their dream. And after 3 years of interventions, we can see the difference we have created. I take pride in saying that every year, all our volunteers working day in and day out to reach this goal. These kids today have a dream they think they can achieve. I would say they believe they can achieve. Every kid here has gained the courage to question what is right and what is wrong. They have realized that they are the future of this community. Bring down that wall and let the kid you come out and just enjoy the entire process of teaching and learning. It's a two-way process, as I always say. And teaching these kids for past 2 years, I've learned a lot of things, but one of the major things that has impacted my life as such would have been finding fun and joy in small little things, which we as adults have forgotten to enjoy. And I think that makes the entire difference. And I hope you have your major learnings from your kids as well. And I hope you guys have a wonderful journey ahead. And thanks a lot for being a part of this project. You're making the biggest difference possible. Thank you.
We are also organizing an annual day for all the students of Vidyajyoti, which is primarily a platform to showcase their various talents. For this, half an hour of every day's classes is being taken to practice for the show. A wide array of musical performances, dance performances, recitals, elocution and much more are being presented. The enthusiasm of the kids, their insatiable drive to give it all they got, makes you forget about the long hours of classes that you have sat through the entire morning. Thus, Vidyajyoti keeps progressing. The effort and dedication of our volunteers and the students keep rising with the coming of each year. There are, however, a lot of such impoverished places in and around Delhi which requires such help with basic education and recreation. If one college can create such an impact in one place, one can just imagine the larger picture if students from other colleges get involved in the endeavor. At present, there are 16 faculties, 86 academic departments, 77 colleges and 5 other recognized institutes spread all over the city. With 1,32,435 regular students, which includes 1,14,494 undergraduates and 17,941 postgraduates. There are also 2,61,169 students. The non-formal education programs of which UT students make up 2,58,831, whereas PG students are 2,338. Vidyajyoti, all this while in a nascent stage, has now grown into its full potential. It works to both give and seek inspiration from everything around us. And so, it will continue. To learn side by side, to grow little by little, to spread the light that is wisdom.